Hi, and thanks for joining us today. So we're going to talk through how to do a swimming movement in 4-point kneeling. Some people refer to it as a Superman exercise as well. So this exercise really involves lots of control from the pelvis and our lower back, so our lumbar spine. So it's a really good core stability challenge exercise. But actually it also involves our shoulder blade region. So we're also using those muscles that help support us through our scapula, through that shoulder blade, because we're in a weight-bearing position. On top of that, it's also a good glute muscle strengthening exercise as well. So it has lots of benefits to do this exercise. So the exercise engages what we call in Pilates our posterior oblique sling, so those muscles through the back, so our latissimus dorsi and our glute maximus muscles. And really we're looking at training through those muscles into this position. So I'm going to talk through how to do this exercise, also some little variations as well, how to make it a little bit harder, a little bit easier as well. So I hope you find it helpful, so we'll get started. So we're going to come round into 4-point kneeling. So our starting position is quite important here. So we want to make sure our knees are underneath those hips and our hands are just underneath those shoulders here. So we're in this sort of box position. Now, if you find it difficult and with your wrists like this, you can come up onto your fists if that's a little bit easier. Make sure those elbows are nice and soft, so not locked back from there. Knees are just underneath those hip bones, so I'm in this square position. Now from here, my back should be nice and flat, so that neck is lengthened, and my core is just engaged, so that belly button just lifted up towards the spine. Now starting here, the idea of this exercise is to lengthen the opposite arm and opposite leg. So I'm reaching opposite leg and opposite arm away, keeping that back nice and flat. Now, sometimes we talk about imagining there's a tray of drinks on your back. Don't want to spill. So keeping that level through that spine as we reach away. Now breathe in to prepare. As you can breathe out as you reach away. Breathe in to fold back. Breathe out to reach away. Breathe in to fold back. So we're really lengthening through opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that back nice and flat, so keeping that tray of drinks nice and still. So often with this exercise you see people trying to move too far, so trying to lift their arm and leg a bit too high, and they're losing that stability or losing that control if you try and do too big a movement through here. So lengthening opposite arm, opposite leg away, keeping that control through the movement as you reach opposite arm, opposite leg. Good, so coming back to that centre. So from here, if that's a little bit challenging to start with, we can then separate those movements out and just start by reaching the arm and then back down. Same again, reaching the arm, alternating sides, breathing out as we reach the arm away, breathe in to fold back. So we can just start with the arm, and then in that direction we can also keep the hands down and then just start with the leg, reaching away, controlling back. And actually just stretching that leg can be a really good starting point. Sometimes in a class, I'll just start with the leg, just to get that feeling, get that pelvic control, keeping that back nice and flat, and that leg going nice and level, just parallel with the floor, not letting your back arch or rotate, losing that control. So just to build up to that arm and leg movement, you can just isolate those movements and just do the arms and then just do the legs. You can challenge it a little bit more if you use a foam roller, and we can use a foam roller underneath our hands. Either just then doing our legs, because that will challenge that shoulder blade control a little bit more, because it's a little more wobbly under that foam roller, or we can do opposite arm, opposite leg, with that hand on the foam roller from here. So again, really thinking of challenging the control a little bit further as well. You can add some resistance to this movement, holding a TheraBand in your hand and hooked on your foot and reaching just to add that resistance through as another variation as well. So I hope that's explained how to do a swimming movement or Superman movement, but really think about the control when you do this exercise. So you can see people do it wrong a lot when they try and do too big a movement, and actually it comes back to that basics of keeping that pelvis level, keeping that control through the pelvis, so you don't lose that essence of what we're trying to do, which is to keep that core nice and stable. I hope you've enjoyed it today, and hopefully see you next time.